I'm just fucking with you, dog. Showtime, fellas. We in here. My name is William, and let me welcome you to my channel. It's called William the Conqueror. But before we get started tonight, full disclosure, I'm not with the Manosphere. I'm not with any different colored pills. I'm not with any movements. I'm not some pickup artist. Look, I'm not even a dating coach. So you're probably wondering why I do this. I'd say that's a fair question. I'm glad you asked. Well, I do have extensive experience with women, so I know firsthand most of you fellas have no idea what you're up against. And let me put y'all on to something. That woman you're going to marry, have kids with, that's one of the biggest decisions you're going to make in your entire life, so you better not mess it up. Now, let me introduce the fellas. We call ourselves the Three Wise Men, and we're here to help out you young men with all your dating questions. We got you. We've been through it. JC, tell me a little bit about yourself. Johnny Dumbbell.
I'm Johnny Dumbbell. I'm a personal trainer out here in Pittsburgh, PA. I am a recovering simp myself. I've been through a lot of the scenarios and discussions that, kinds of things we're going to be talking about on this program. I will be honest with you. I learned a lot of what I learned, not only through experience and learning what the causality of everything that happens in the dating world is, but I've also learned a lot. I have learned a lot from watching a lot of the red pill content on YouTube. So I might be a little bit red pill here, but I mean that really does cope. It was more along the lines of understanding the behaviors and understanding the patterns of those behaviors. Not that it means that that person is a bad person for displaying those. This is just how people are wired. We're wired a certain way, and the women we love are wired a certain way. This is our way of closing that gap, bridging that gap, and helping us understand each other. But to do that, you got to kind of understand the dirty part, and that does mean the behaviors.
Okay, TK, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
What up? TK from West Virginia. I just have fun, man, doing this with y'all, fucking around. We're just trying to enjoy ourselves, have some fun, man. School you motherfuckers on some stuff.
Appreciate the help with the podcast, TK. All right, now the reason we're here tonight, why she needs a break from your relationship. Now, Johnny Dumbbell here found us a little Reddit post that we're going to go over tonight. Just a minute here. I'll go ahead and read this for y'all. Give me 1 second.
Man, my internet's slow.
All right, I got you. It says, I need advice. Me, male, 25. She, 24. Here is the issue. We are currently taking a 5-day break that she wanted, which I was fine with, but didn't think much of it until last night. My gut was telling me to check her social media and check her follower. I saw she was following him and he was following her. But to my surprise, I was kind of bothered by this. Here's the backstory. We broke up in October last year for only 3 months. In those months, we continued to be friends and hang out on the daily. But she brought up to me that one of my old friends from high school was trying to catch her attention by liking her pictures on Instagram and always swiping up to her stories. Like, come on, dude. I'm not dumb. He's a guy. I know what he wants. Plus, this guy has a whole family, and he's doing this type of shit. After we got back together, after a 3-month breakup, she brought it up again to me, and I told her I didn't like or appreciate that. Plus, he used to be my friend. So, please block him. Dog, I can't make this up. Let me make this a little bit bigger for everyone here.
I really hope this story is made up. I gotta tell you, even if this particular story were made up, the sad truth is we've all witnessed this happening to someone in our lives.
All right. He continues to say, plus he used to be my friend, so please block him. She did so with no problem. But now we are on a break after 8 months of being together because we had an argument Sunday. She told me if I love her and respect her, please don't contact her till after the 5 days. I see they are now following each other. Should I wait to bring this up after the 5 days? And how should I bring it up? I'm honestly kind of nervous or actually driving myself insane just overthinking about it. Gentlemen, dog, this is for real. We're not making this up. This dude really doesn't know what to do in this type of situation.
This is a perfect example of a kid who is raised to believe that if you love her, if you trust her, that you'll just let her go ahead and do. You'll go ahead and put up with whatever she decides to do, and you won't have any qualms about it because you don't want to appear insecure, do you? You know, this is the whole thing. I mean, you're going to be called insecure if you have objections. You're going to be called controlling if you say that that's a parameter or that is a boundary for you. And she is going to call all kinds of things in question. She'll go through calling into question your faith in her, your trust in her. If that doesn't work, she'll start taking it to the next level. She'll start questioning your manhood. Are you just not secure enough in yourself or this and that? You know, so these are, and that was actually a pretty low level of escalation she resorted to. He was pretty much the doormat who accepted this. Now, I'm really, really, truly hoping that this is a young kid, but I don't think it is. The guy in question we're talking about, the guy she told him not to worry about, is I guess, a married man. Is that what I read? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could get back to that. But I think the bigger issue is why she needs a break at all from you. I mean, come on, dog.
Right.
When you're that guy, man, women can't get enough of you. They can't get enough of your time. They're mad when they can't get your time. Taking a break from you is one of the furthest things from their mind. You're constantly giving them reasons to see you again. So
right,
I think a lot of this has to do with the guy himself. And she just, look, I don't want to get into speculate too much, but based on what we're reading, this dude is smothering her. He's running behind her. He's following her lead. He's doing what she wants to do instead of saying, no, I'm not okay with that. Take care. Take a break? What do you mean take a break?
Well, and that's just it. He was probably raised mostly. I mean, I'm not going to try to speculate who raised this kid, but I mean, even if you just look at the media he was exposed to, coming up. He's
I don't mean to interrupt you, JC. I don't mean to interrupt you, dog, but I know who raised him. He was raised by his mom. Because a man would not let him move like that. Sorry, but go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Well, and that's just it. That's exactly what I was going to say. And the thing is he's been told, she would have no reason to lie to you. You just need to trust her and take her word for it. Girls know that guys are being raised this way. These are the kinds of things they're using to their advantage. They're dangling that carrot. I think in most cases we know what that carrot is. But even if it's an emotional connection being the carrot she's dangling, the point is he's looking for his dopamine, and she's already got it because she can see that he's seeking it. And that's what fuels this exact kind of behavior.
TK, man, what do you think? You've been a little quiet on this tonight, and I know you got a lot to say, my guy. Well, I know you've seen this type. I know you have seen this.
I don't think my internet's doing too hot for some reason. But can you hear me okay?
Yeah, man, we can hear you fine. You're good.
Okay, so this dude, man, he was definitely raised by a woman because there's no way that his pops, if he raised him the right way, would let him move like that. And, I mean, it amazes me that there are guys out there that really don't know what to do in this situation, that don't have the instincts to tell them what this girl is really doing, what her agenda really is. I knew what her agenda was halfway through the paragraph. You know what I mean? But yeah, You guys, you're right, man. That's crazy. Wow.
Okay, her agenda. Let's talk on that for a minute. Let me tell you guys something. It doesn't matter what her agenda is. As a man, you can't concern yourself with the things that women are doing. If she wants to take a break and you're not okay with that, you need to dump her immediately. Because basically what she's looking for is a break from her commitment to you. Why would she need a break from her commitment to you? Well, there's only one reason I could think of, fellas. What about you two?
She wants to have her fucking cake and eat it too. That's exactly what she wants.
Which is fine by me.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I can't respect a woman who's not going to be honest with me. So if she can't be you know, tell me that she's not trying to do what I'm trying to do anymore, then, well, I'm cutting her loose. I mean, basically, she's firing herself. Let's get this shit straight. Basically, what she's saying, she needs to take a break. She should be firing herself. Like, okay, I understand how you feel. I don't move that way. I appreciate everything we had together, the times we had together, but I think we should go our separate ways. You know, and if she's okay with that, it's because she wasn't that into you to begin with. Because when women are into you, dog, the thought of losing you is unbearable to them. They don't, I'm telling you. So this guy, if I could talk to this guy, if he was watching right now, well, the first thing I'd say is call in, my dude. Explain yourself to the men on this panel. We don't understand why you are this worried about a woman. And okay, look, it says right here, dog. Let me get back to this. The very, very bottom. I am honestly kind of nervous or actually driving myself insane just overthinking about it.
Well, and that's exactly
so that right there. Go ahead, JC.
That's the clue that I took. He's been told, don't jump to conclusions. Don't ever assume that you're right, because when men assume, men aren't right. But when women assume, it's our instinct. So, you know, we can cover ourselves with that. And if we're wrong, then no, hey, we're emotional creatures. You know, but in his case, no. He's not allowed. You know what I'm saying? He's not allowed to voice that concern, because if he does, she already has that ace in the hole. Oh, well, then just never mind. I won't talk to you again at all then. And he, at this point, is weak for her. He's under her thumb. So he's, oh, no. And okay, then you give me that 5-day break and you go away. Translation, bro, she just doesn't want you texting her while she's getting railed. I mean, that's really what we're talking about.
Man, look, and she should have the complete freedom to do that. If that's what she wants to do, then go ahead and do that, boo. You go do you live your best life. And you shouldn't even be tripping about it. You shouldn't even be worried about a woman who doesn't want to spend her time with you.
And ask yourself this: why is she threatening?
If she needs a break, man, I'm cutting her loose.
Well, she's already telling you, I don't even want to know you exist for 5 days. And if I do find out you exist during those 5 days, I'm going to put it on you by saying it's because you don't love and respect me enough. And so that way, when I end the relationship, I'm not the bad guy because you violated what I told you not to do. That's the angle she's going with you. So either way, she either has an out or a way back in.
I think the bigger issue is his own self-confidence, his own self-love, his own self-worth. He doesn't value himself. To give your power away to a woman like that, dog, to just willingly let her do whatever she wants and follow her lead. See, that's why I had the big problem with this is he's following her lead. He's allowing her to do this. He's not being a man about it and saying, I have principles, I have standards, I have boundaries. You're going to cross those. That's fine. Take care. Nice knowing you. See you when I see you, bitch. So my bigger issue is with this guy and why he hates himself, man. Shout out to Steve the Dean. Why do you hate yourself, dude? Why do you care what a woman's doing? So, look, I don't think guys should be worrying about. Let me just save that for another one, man. All right. Well, back to this post. I'm gonna read it one more time.
Yeah.
Let's go over this. Let's break it down little by little. I'll read a couple lines and stop, and we'll translate them. Because, we're good at doing that with the dating profiles, man, helping y'all read between the lines. So that's what we're going to do here with this Reddit post. Here is the issue. We are currently taking a 5-day break that she wanted, which I was fine with, but didn't think much of it until last night. My gut was telling me to check her social media and check her followers. Let's stop right there. So he's obsessing about this, and he wants to check her social media. Isn't that stalking? I don't know. That seems like weak, needy, insecure behavior, and I don't understand why you would do that.
I think it's worse.
Yeah, man.
I think it's redundant.
Well, listen, man. The guy's only human. People get attached to other human beings, man. And a lot of people are different when it comes to that attachment. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I got attached to females, man, when I was younger. It wasn't nothing like that, but some people, man, they just take it to another level. You never know
the environment he was
what
raised
kind of
in.
history. We don't know what kind of history or longevity he has with this female, how long he's been with her, how long she's been in his life. Still, don't get me wrong, there's no excuse for that shit at all. There ain't no excuse for fucking creeping on any female. You know what I mean? Like, a real man shouldn't even move like that, period. But
my thing is this: the minute you feel moved to the point where you're about to do it, I would say whether you're right or wrong, it's time to end the relationship. Because if you're right, hell, he's cheating on you. If you're wrong, well, now you got a real problem with the person you're with, and you're just too insecure to be with that person. Either way, one of you is wrong.
I just don't know why you would. So basically, she has lost interest in this young man, and he just can't take the hint. So he's going to continue to do whatever she wants and probably be her doormat until she dumps him. And he's going to be so heartbroken, and he's going to run to some of those red pill guys. And John, no offense to you, JC, I know you have your own thing going on with the red pill. And that's what makes it so great, is that we can disagree on so many things. But there are red pill content creators out there who are not good for these young men. And when they run to them, they learn to do things like hate women. When what they should be doing is learn to love themselves. They need to learn how to love themselves and not concern themselves with what a woman is doing at all. So,
those guys are what you call the black people. Those are the guys that are saying, "Screw it, I'm not bothering with it at all." And hey, I mean, whatever. If you're one of those guys and you say, "Hey, I'm not going to bother dating at all," hey, man, if you can commit to that, hey, more power to you, man. If that's the way you want to go, no judgment here, man. All I'm saying is, you can't. We don't do this, and as I'm sure, or at least I would hope people know, we don't do this because we dislike women. We do this because, as a matter of fact, we love them so much that we want to make sure that we understand them well enough to have that connection. That's why we're doing this.
All right.
Yeah, and as long as old girl can keep milking the cow, and fucking getting that cream for free, she ain't gonna go to the store and buy that shit. That's for damn sure.
And she sure as hell ain't.
What is she getting for free? She's got some loser, some sucker running behind her. Somebody she doesn't even have respect for.
She getting time, his dedication, his whatever the fuck God knows, money,
Okay, right. She could be getting some resources. She could be getting non-sexual attention, but she's not sexually attracted to this guy, or she wouldn't want to take a break. She wants to take the break not from the dude, but a commitment to the dude. So, hey, free to do. Shout out to her. But hey, I'll tell you right now, he's not hitting the motherfucking bottom, dog. Because if he was folding that bitch up and fucking her right, she would not be wanting to take a break. You know, she would be asking him if they could go again. So taking a break from the relationship tells me he's got no game, no leadership. He can't fuck, probably hates himself. And the fact that he's willing to take his instructions from her tells me he's never going to be the man that she wants. So he's better off just leaving her right now, dog.
No, because right now he's someone that you can't respect.
Go ahead, John. JC, you want to go? TK?
Go ahead, TK.
No, I just said right now he's not someone that she can respect.
Oh, no.
Just, you know.
No, I mean, she's clearly leaving the relationship. And the thing of it is that this is so many things rolled into one. This is a major shit test. This is also a power move on her part. This is also acknowledgement on her part, but oblivion on his part that there is obviously one thing she's getting from him, whatever it may be. There's a reason she's keeping him around, even if it's only for her own dopamine addiction. Even if it's only to have him as an orbiter and have something for her to do when she's bored. That is what this guy is destined for, if he even hangs in there.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you know. It's just like a kitten playing with a ball of yarn. That's all he is to her. You know what I mean? I mean, really, that's what it boils down to.
Listen, the fact that she doesn't want to be contacted for 5 days should tell you everything you need to know. Well, she told me, if a woman told me not to contact her for 5 days, do you realize I would never contact her again? Dog, I would never speak to that woman again for the rest of my life. No. Don't call me for 5 days. I'll do you one better, bitch. I'll never call you again. The fuck we talking about here?
Fucking peace out.
I gotta tell you, those girls, when you have them on your Facebook 20 years later, and they're crying about how they're alone and how there's no good men out there. I got to tell you, that is so satisfying when you see that girl on Facebook at 42 years old and having absolutely no clue why high-value men don't want her anymore. So, my man, if you're seeing this, just know that she is definitely going to be that girl someday.
What is a high-value man? Because I don't understand that shit. I think a high-value man is a high-value target. So, because you got to understand, dog, women are either into you or they're not. Your car isn't going to change that. Your clothes isn't going to change that. Your bank account isn't going to change that. So, all you're doing is looking for the kind of women who are attracted to those things are also the same type of women who will finesse you out of them. So, I don't understand high-value men. That's a high-value target to me. I don't understand why you would place such importance on anything other than you. Like, I'm the prize. Like, I don't need a car. All I've ever needed is me.
Right.
Just saying, dog. So
I'm just talking. The simple definition of a high-value man is simply this: a man who's got it all that most women want to get with. That's it. We don't have to get into specifics. And like you said, it doesn't have to be those things. What I'm saying is that there's a market value to everything: your house, your car, your dating life. The dating market is called a market for a reason. You don't decide your market value. The market decides your market value. And those guys that are in that top 10%, hey, they're the high value guys.
Well, I would definitely say I decide my value. I decide my values, and I decide how valuable I am.
Yourself, yes.
Listen, I can look. Let me tell you something. When you know what you're doing, you can go up to women that you're not even their type. Like, maybe let's just make up a pretend world where tall, dark, handsome, tatted, bearded, and muscular is not her type. Okay, so let's say I go up to a woman who's not into me. The things I say, the way I present myself, I am going to intrigue her. She's going to need to know more about me. And maybe she's into like blonde hair dudes that can't grow a beard yet or something. She's going to be into me now. So the market value and marketplace and what my value is, I think that's determined by me and what I want at that time in that moment. If I want to go talk to her, I will. It's for me to decide if I want to continue to talk to her or not. She got to prove herself to me, so I don't know what having a sexual market value of me does. JC, so I just need you to explain some of this because I don't understand it, I guess is what I'm saying.
What you're describing is having self-confidence, and that's fantastic, and that does add to your overall value. When you're sitting there telling her you're the prize, you're the bearded sex god, whatever it happens to be, you're building value. You're building value in the eyes of the beholder. Now, remember, she's not the only beholder. If you're in a public place, you're seen with her. People see you with her. They see her with you. That tends to, people have that perception in their mind. What I'm trying to say, though, is when it comes to the sexual market value, yes, it does depend on how sexually desirable you are by what percentage of women out there would see you. It's that simple. If you have high value, it's because you have those, not only the characteristics, but you actually have the attitude that you're describing. So, yeah, part of what you're saying is how you are a high value guy. You're correct. That is an aspect of it. There's others, and I think you already know that.
Okay, well, here's another aspect of it that I don't understand, and I think maybe TK will back me up on this a little bit. I don't understand a high-value man because in my world, you're either a man or you're not. There's no middle ground. You're either doing bitch-ass shit that can't be respected and you're not a fucking man at all, like running behind women and taking 5-day fucking breaks, or you're a fucking man and you're not putting up with that. So I don't understand what a high-value man is or what advantage a high-value man is when you're either a man or you're not. And if you're a man, I'm going to respect you, and I don't need to put a value on you. I don't need to judge other men. I'm not worried about their market value. I know me. I'm a cold motherfucker. I can walk into any room and talk to any bitch I want in it. So, and I could give a fuck less about anybody else. That's why I don't understand sexual market value and high value man, because like I said, in my book, you're either a man or you're not.
Right. Well, in this case, again, now we're talking about simple masculinity and dominance. That's another topic for another day. But what I'm talking about when it comes to the sexual market value, it's just like the housing market. Now, you can go ahead and decide your own house's value because maybe you have sentimental views about it, things that happen there, and think it's worth $500,000 to you, but it's going to sell for 125 G's because the people that are buying it ain't got the memories in there. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's great that you love that house enough to think it's worth $500,000, and it probably is when it comes to the memories and all that stuff. And you should absolutely, positively think that. What I'm saying, though, is that is it something that would sell quickly? Is it something that wouldn't sell so quickly? And your confidence, you're going up to her and being confident, and like you said, walking in there, cold as shit, whatever it was you said. Hey, man, that adds to the sexual value. That adds to that biology that you're going to get going with her because, like you said, you're coming in as a dominant, confident male. Yeah, if you're talking to the girl that's into that, and let's face it, more of them are into that than they will ever fucking admit. But the fact of the matter is, if you are getting her biology going, that gives you a high sexual value to her. So, yes, you would be.
Yeah, I say, Jason's got a point. He's got a point. Both you guys got a point.
We're all correct.
I see where both of you coming from. I don't really look at it that way. I kind of look at it a little bit more from Bill's point of view than yours, JC. But you have a good point too, I think.
For 20 years.
All right. Well, let's keep going here. We only really got into that first paragraph. Let me get back to this real quick. Okay, we're going to talk about the backstory. Here's the backstory. We broke up in October last year for only 3 months. So, y'all know what she was doing for 3 months, right? She breaks up with him in October. Right, cool. Yep. She was probably out living her best life. Shout out to her for that. But I bet they got back right around Christmas time. And guess who ended up getting a nice present out of it? I mean, look, October, November, December, about 3 months. I'm saying Sergeant Simp over there took her back to kiss her under the mistletoe.
Yeah, they tend to get sentimental around Christmas time. Yeah, the fun boys don't stick around for the holidays.
In those months, we continue to be friends and hang out on the daily. But she brought up to me that one of my old friends from high school was trying to catch her attention by liking her pictures on Instagram and always swiping up on her stories. Dog. His words have exposed him. Dog, his words have exposed him. He has now become her hey best friend. Dog, they're talking about other dudes together. That's her hey best friend. That's not somebody who's smashing her. That's not somebody who's hitting the bottom. That's not somebody who's making a wet between the ears. That's not somebody who's showing her why him.
I'm still
so I don't know why he would get back with her at that point. What's that? You need me to break something down for you, dog?
Yeah, like I don't. Okay, so he swiped up. What does that mean? Like what? I know what happens to left and right, but I don't know what up does.
I don't know what it means, dog. I don't swipe on women's stories. I don't like pictures. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I got some rules when it comes to social media and dealing with other women. Okay. And shout out to me, selfless plug. I'm about to drop a book before Christmas called How to Get Her to Slide Into Your DMs. I don't think men should be DMing women first. Like, I think that's some little dick energy shit that these motherfuckers with no game, thirsty, desperate, needy motherfuckers DM women. I stay the fuck out of their DMs. Now, when I get the book out, I'll put you on. But let me tell you something. Most real men, we're not out here DMing women, dog. So, now, back to my point. This dude right here saying that they were hanging out talking about other dudes. Now, you want to know about swiping up on stories? Like I said, dog, I don't even know. I don't like women's photos. I'm not trying to get in their comments about how beautiful, gorgeous, and sexy they are. Now, there are some women that I know, like if they post something about their kids or their family, I like that shit. But I'm not clicking on a woman's pictures. I'm not hearting it. I'm not liking it. It's just out of principle. I'm not giving them online validation that they're looking for like that. So that's just me personally. See some dude swipe. Well, here's the thing, and he even gets into this later in this article. Here, let me run this back. Like, come on, dude, I'm not dumb. He's a guy. I know what he wants. Plus, this guy has a whole family, and he's doing this kind of shit.
Yeah, so you notice he's going right to blaming the other guy and not going to the girl because he just liked her too much.
Right.
He's blaming everything out there. He's even taking a little bit of the blame himself before he hits her with it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a kid
he should take the blame himself.
What the girl does to you, that it must be your fault. And this is exactly what a lot of boys have been raised in. And the last 20, 30 years, this is the kind of situation, this kind of environment these boys have been raised in. This kid has no spine because apparently it really does seem like he was taught not to have one.
Well, I'll tell you right now, this dude's always going to be her bitch because he has given his power away. He is following her lead. He's doing the things that she wants to do, so she's never going to respect him as a man. He's doomed. This shit's done, dog. And let me tell you something else. You can't recycle women.
It was done when you took her back after the breakup.
No, you can't recite no matter how much you grow as a man, how much you learn, how much you get your act together, how much you change. That woman is always going to see you as that fucking sucker that you used to be. She's never going to have the respect for you that you deserve. So you never recycle women. Find yourself a new one, dude. Find one who will do the things you want, and you'll be much happier for it, man. I promise you. Now let's see what else we got here before we wrap this up. We got back together after a 3-month breakup. She brought it up again to me. I told her I didn't like or appreciate that. Plus, he used to be my friend, so please block him. She did so with no problem. Dog. That was the mistake right there. Showing her how insecure you really are about some other fucking dude.
Yup. And that right there, man, that was her reason. The only reason she needed it.
Yeah, at that point, though, the thing that is, before that even happened, she knew he wasn't going anywhere, though. I mean, she knows. Don't think she hasn't thought about all the things she's already gotten away with. And so, again, now you're dealing with this guy that she goes ahead and blocks in front of him, probably, so that he shuts up about it. And I mean, you know, we're talking about how many people out there have like 3 Facebooks? How many people out there have 2 Instagrams, or you know, whatever happens to be? You know, she could have unblocked him after he went away. You know,
look, of course, she knows he's going to run behind her and do what she wants. Of course, she knows that, but that was the moment she lost all respect for him. That's when the dynamic of their relationship changed. That's when she knew what a fucking weak little bitch he was. When she started asking her to block other dudes. And
I think she knew that he took it back.
Look, okay. And TK and I have been on opposite sides of this before about blocking women. I don't think you should block women, dog. I think that's the type of shit that women do, and that's an emotional response to trauma. So there's really no need for me to block a woman. I know how to cut off contact with her. I know how to manage myself. I know how to police myself. And honestly, I'm a busy motherfucker. I don't even got time for half the bitches that
I think it's better
communicate with me, dog. I really don't. And I'll say that for another show because we're not doing this tonight. But back to this, when he said please block him, and she said she did it with no problem. Well, she's gonna do it because it's what your needy ass needs to feel safe and secure, because you're not safe and secure in who you are as a man. So, but I think right there when she wanted him to start blocking this dude, that's when she lost respect for him. It's all downhill from there, dog.
Yeah, I mean, even if she did fully block him, which I highly doubt, but even if she did, I mean, yeah, at that point, I mean, I think that I feel like her initial inkling that he was weak was the first time he took her back after 3 months of her, let's face it, getting railed. But I think when that happened, that was when she really started to see how deep that rabbit hole of weakness really goes. And, dude, I mean, you know, here's the thing. The guys that are out there using manipulation, the guys that are out there using control, the guys that are out there saying, don't talk to him, don't wear that, don't do this. Those guys that are trying to do this, those are the weak men that we're talking about. Because the strong men out there, the alphas, they don't have to say those things because you're already just not going to do them. If you did, we wouldn't put up with it anyway.
That's right. And you know, I don't give a shit what anybody says, man. A chick, she ain't fucking getting away with that bullshit with me. I mean, it just ain't fucking happening. Some guys will put up with it, though.
But I think it's important to acknowledge, too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I think it's important to acknowledge, too, though. I mean, I think that the whole thing that we have to, and I need to remind myself of, is when I see a situation like this, it's easy for me to pick the situation apart because when I was 15, 16 years old, this kind of crap would have happened. When I was 19, 20 years old, this kind of crap would have happened to me. Okay. Now, I don't know that I would have put up with quite as much as this guy. Hell, who knows? I might have. She was hot enough. Hell, I was dumb and stupid. I was young, I mean, these are all things that we wouldn't know how to break down, if we hadn't faced it at least at 1 or 2 or 3 or 7 points in our lives. All right. So remember, we're not talking down to anybody. We've been through this crap. We've been through the ringer. And the whole reason that the 3 of us here are here doing what we're doing is to at least make your trip through the crap a little less hellish than ours. Lucky for you, little brats, you got the internet. We didn't.
Hey, man, and look, what I've learned over my many years of dealing with women is that, well, relationships, period, man, there are always circumstances that outsiders don't know about. We're just going off of what we're reading, what we were saying. But there's always circumstances that outsiders don't know about. You know what I mean? So you have that too.
Yeah, excellent point.
Well,
that's exactly it. Yeah, I mean, remember, we're adding some sort of speculations. We're adding different scenarios because, all we see is a post. We have to go by what's in the paragraph. But yeah, absolutely.
We're just going by what we got, right?
Right.
So from our point of view, what we're seeing, this is it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great point, TK. Our point of view, and JC, to your point too, we've been doing this a while. And the reason we're doing it is because we want to help you young men. We understand that y'all don't have the experience that we have. You don't know how to read between the lines like we do. You don't have the sight, so to speak, like we do. TK can look at something up and down. It don't even got to be a woman. It could be anything, and he could call bullshit on it. JC, Johnny Dumbbell over there, he can smell that BS a mile away. So it's just a sight that we have developed, a skill we have learned over the years, and it affects more in your life than women. So you got to know when somebody's not being genuine or authentic. But this dude, I hope he gets the help he needs. Let's read the last part of this before we wrap this up tonight, gentlemen. Okay, now we're on a break after 8 months to be together because we had an argument last Sunday. She told me if I love her and respect her, please don't contact her for 5 days. I see now that they are following each other. Should I wait to bring it up after the 5 days? And how should I bring it up? I'm honestly kind of nervous or driving myself insane just overthinking it. So, gentlemen, how should he bring this up?
I think he shouldn't.
That's his question.
Bro. He shouldn't. He should fucking take and throw away the fucking phone her number's in, and anything he's ever fucking seen that bitch wear or she's had or anything, throw every fucking bit of it in the trash, my guy, and fucking wipe her out of your brain and move forward. That's the very best advice that you are going to get on this panel tonight. Simple and plain.
Absolutely.
Love
the thing of it is we talked about we don't want to have to block a girl because we want to have the willpower to just, if she does text us, leave her on red. But listen, for a kid this age or somebody going through something similar, remember that when we sit there and we say, don't block a girl because you should just have the willpower to, this is next level game that we're talking about here. When you're a young kid and you're going through this kind of stuff and you're as unsure as this kid is, hey man, if you got a blocker, block her at this point. It's the only way you're going to learn how to go no contact. And by go no contact, I don't mean go no contact as a ploy to get her to come to you. I mean go no contact, even if she does come to you, you roll your eyes and go, what the hell do you want? That's no contact.
And look here, man. Like, the reason why I block a female, if I block a female, it's because I'm the one who can't deal with the frustration. I can't deal with the fucking inconvenience of the texts and the calls and all the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like if I block a chick, that's why. It's because of that.
Yeah, that's harassment. That's something different.
No. Listen, it's part of being a man. Sometimes we make women cry. Sometimes we make them upset. You know, if you don't tell a woman no, if you've never made a woman upset, you've never really seen her true side. If she doesn't pout and cry and throw a little bit of a fit, look, dog, women.
And by the way, if you
they like to think that they're really independent. Okay, and some are. Shout out to them, the independent ones. But a lot of women, they like masculinity. They want to be around a man. They want to follow your lead. You got to know how to lead them. You got to give them simple instructions. And that's a way to find out if they're into you or not. If you say, meet me at this bar Saturday night at 7 p.m., and she's not there on time, then she's not that into you. You're probably wasting your time with that woman. But it comes with the territory. Women get upset with you. Women cry. Women scream and yell at you. And you know what happens when they calm down? They feel horrible about it. And then they apologize. And they say they're sorry. And they come to their senses. It's on you as a man to say, you're not going to treat me like this. You act like that again, and you're fucking done. It better never happen again. And if she knows you're serious, if she knows you're going to get rid of her, she knows you're going to replace her ass, then she's going to follow your lead and not bother you, TK. Like if you're going out with other women, TK, you simply tell her, look, I'm stepping out. I'll get back to you when, I get back in. And she's going to respect that boundary that you set. And she's not going to fucking question if you're with the homeboys, if you're with another bitch, if you're on a fucking podcast teaching these motherfuckers how to be men. None of that shit matters because you already told her what the fuck the deal is.
I think you're misunderstanding the situation. I'm talking about dumping a chick for good because you're done with her and her fucking changing her number 5 and 6 times a day to keep texting you because you blocked her from one number. I'm talking about 60 to 70 phone calls a day when you're at work and you can't fucking have that shit because you're not even supposed to have your phone on you. You know what I'm saying, dude? I mean, what do you do then, bro? You got the patience for that shit? Because I don't.
Okay, here's where you fucked up because she probably got some fire pussy. She's that crazy. So you're hitting it. You were hitting the bottom, you were beating the fucking brakes off of it, and you had no business to. You should have vetted her properly from the start and not gave her any dick at all, dog. Dick is a gift. You blessed that bitch with dick, and she didn't deserve it. And so you created that problem yourself. I don't feel sorry for you, dog.
But I have to ask, how do we all know that though? Well, we've all stuck it in
from having extensive experience with women, dog. I'm not capping. When I say I have extensive experience with women, y'all motherfuckers can call in. Y'all can write in. There is nothing you can't ask us. Look, I'll go as far as to say, if you're trying to pull a woman, you're trying to get a woman, the men on this panel can tell you exactly what to say to accomplish your goal. Whether it's asking her out on a date or getting her over to the crib, dog, we got you. You just got to call in and tell us what you're working with. So, back to this little Reddit post. I think we've about finished this. Any of you have anything to say to this young man? Because what I'd like JC to do is, I'd like JC to link this and put it in the Reddit description so this young man may get the chance to watch this video one day. So I'd like each of us to take just a minute and if you had something to say to him, TK, what kind of game would you put him on to?
Bro, I pretty much already said it, man. I mean, just forget about this chick, dude. I know it'll be hard to do. It really will. I mean, and a lot of guys have said it before and said they can do it, and they can't. But, man, your best bet's going to be to let this girl go. Let her go, man. Just stop thinking about her, stop talking to her, and just act like she never existed, man. Go on about your day, because there's going to be nothing but trouble come from this, nothing but pain for you.
Appreciate it. Johnny Dumbbell, what are you telling this young man if he watches this?
Kid, you're suffering from an addiction, okay? Alcoholics have a hard time walking away from alcohol. Drug addicts have a hard time walking away from drugs. And simps have a hard time walking away from dopamine. And when it comes to a beautiful girl like this girl right here, look, man, I know she looks great in a bathing suit. I know she gives you that funny feeling like when you used to climb the fucking rope in gym class or whatever it is she does for you. I'm glad that you're enjoying this. But understand something. This girl is not for you. She is for the streets. And at a young age, or whatever age she might be, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being for the streets. If you're for the streets, you're for the streets, man. But see, she's trying to pretend like she's not. There's something she's getting out of her relationship to you, whether it's just the dopamine rush of knowing she has another orbiter, or maybe you're providing something monetarily, something like that. But I don't know what it is that keeps her talking to you, but I can guarantee you it is not because she likes and or respects you. She has you, and she's doing what she wants to do when she wants to do it. And let's face it, man, if you want to be in her life bad enough, you're going to do it. Now, the last time we had this panel, we were talking about how sometimes men morph their personalities to fit the girl. That is exactly what you're doing, man. And when you do that, you're already emotionally not leading the relationship. Now she's telling you she's going to take a break. Now she's telling you you're on a 5-day furlough, pal. As her boyfriend, you are laid off for 5 days. And you're not questioning what she's doing, where she's going to go. No, you're questioning it. You don't want to do it publicly. You're afraid to be ridiculed for whatever reason. And the thing of it is that fear of ridicule, that fear of rejection, man, I know what you're feeling. Let it go. All right? And the only way you're going to let it go is if you let her go and realize that, yeah, you might have left a physically beautiful being behind, but let that dumpster fire burn, man. Drop that match, let that dumpster fire burn, and just keep walking, man. You're probably young enough to have a lot more dumpster fires in the future. All right? It might take you a few mistakes to learn, but
listen. I want to say one more thing too, man. You know, a lot of times people have a hard time letting go. Guys have a hard time letting go of females because they're afraid of change, man. Because they think that they might not be able to do as good later on down the road. Maybe not. Maybe you won't be. But man, it's gonna be much more worth it to just forget it. I mean, and just forget that shit. Yep.
Okay, so if I could tell this young man one thing, I would say you're probably better off just being her fucking bitch. Just running behind her and doing anything she wants and holding her legs up while real men come through and fuck her for you. Because let me tell you something, dog. Being a man ain't for everybody. Okay? Everybody wants to be a man till it's time to fucking be one. Till you got to do some man shit. And you, my friend, are not fucking built to do man shit. You ain't got it in you. In fact, I smell bitch. And that's why you're running behind her, wondering what you're going to say to her after 5 days instead of letting your motherfucking nuts drop and getting rid of that bitch and never speaking to her again. Instead of respecting yourself, instead of having some fucking dignity, instead of appreciating yourself, you're going to keep letting this bitch take breaks from you so she doesn't feel guilty about whatever she's doing. And shout out to her for doing that, man. If she can run circles around this fucking dude, then she should. I'm not going to knock her hustle, that's for sure. But that's my one thing I'd say to the young man is keep doing what you're doing, brother. Let her get a real motherfucking man like me on the side, and I'll send her home to you. I'll make sure she brushes her teeth first, homie.
Yeah, kid, that little verbal slap on the mouth you just got from Bill is unfortunate, but it is a reality check. Now, that sounded brash, that sounded cocky, and it sounded crude, but my friend, love, romance, reality, and the way that people will drag you if you let them is even more brutal than anything he could ever dream up to say to you. Okay, he's trying to give you an idea of how you're going to get dragged if you let yourself be dragged. Now, some people get dragged anyway, but you got a hand on the rope. You got to tie yourself to the horse. Come on, man.
Well,
how many times you got to go back for more? You've already gone back
dog,
twice.
I can. It's that sight beyond sight. That sight we were talking about earlier. I can tell what kind of man you are by your relationship with a woman, with your woman. How you treat her, how she treats you. I can tell if she has any respect for you or not. Like, this dude don't have it in him. Because no self-respecting man would allow this type of behavior, would allow himself to be treated like this. He would, his own self-love, how much he loved himself, would prevent a woman from ever treating him like this. So this dude does not love himself. He is not built for manhood. He should just run behind her and hold up her legs for, one of us real motherfuckers to come through and knock it down.
No, listen, man, I don't agree with that at all, because I remember when JC mourned a chick like she was dead, like she fucking died when she broke up with him. And look at him now. You know what I mean? Look how he's doing now. I mean, motherfucker can get his game up. You know what I mean?
Right, but dog, being a man is not for everybody. You got to.
He can still sack up, though, is what I'm saying. He can still.
That's what I said. He needs to let his nuts drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This kid can't be a day over 25. I mean, he's got to be young.
Yeah, the relationship sounds immature, really immature. You know what I mean?
I'm being generous at 25.
Yeah, me too, really.
No, I think it said that at the very beginning of the post. He was 25, she was 24.
Oh,
yeah, okay. But I mean, just the whole relationship all the way around seems really immature.
I didn't have my glasses on. I wasn't able to read any of that shit.
It seems like a high school relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
right.
Honestly, the funny thing is, it's funny you should mention that, Jake, because that actually does remind me of a couple of not only situations I found myself in, but a couple of situations that I found some of my friends in, and it's funny how similar those situations can be.
Yep.
How cool was that it looked like I was actually looking at you?
All right, gentlemen, I think that about wraps it up for us tonight. We gave our answer to this young man's question, and I appreciate both you taking your valuable time to be on this podcast tonight. And do us a favor, hit that like button, share the stream, and make sure you go check out Johnny Dumbbell's YouTube page. He's got some pretty good workout videos on there. And go check out TK. He's got all kind of shit on there, man. So
I just got a bunch of dumb shit, bro.
That's
I'm not really on the whole thing like y'all are, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, post what you want, homie. I'm just glad you take the time out of your day to do this with us. I appreciate it. Much love and respect, you gentlemen on the panel. I'll catch you next time. I'm out.